Hello, welcome. It's Sunday morning and we're on our way to go for breakfast this morning. I'm going to give you a break from cooking this morning, honey.
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Very.
Why, you don't enjoy cooking for me?
Kidding.
But
it's good to have a break sometimes.
No, absolutely. Anyway, and this morning's church day as well, so we'll be going to church later. But first we're going to stop at a friend's house. His name is Gary also. He's got a good name, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, very nice.
And, you know, I did an interview with Gary over a year ago, and he was an American that's been in the Philippines for several years and was trying to figure out how to survive out here until his retirement, until he can get Social Security. And he's come up with some ways to do that, and we're going to talk about that later in a little interview with him. Okay, we're in Valencia and we're on our way to meet a couple of other friends we're going to take to the breakfast place with us. And what a wonderful day it is, huh?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, you can see some of the beautiful greenery around Valencia and the mountains.
I miss driving this area.
Mountains are up that way. But
we used to drive in here every day.
oh, they're already. Yes. How does he know? Okay. Tell him to follow us.
Yeah, he knows. Follow us!
Okay, so we're almost at Gary's house. You can't miss it because there's a big stop sign outside his gate, and he's got his sign as well for the breakfast. All right, here we are at Gary's place. We're just about getting ready to have some breakfast. We've already put our order in.
Yep.
So the name of the place right now is G&R's. Okay, and they're on a street. I don't know the name of the street, but if anybody lives in Dumaguete area and they want to come try this place, go ahead and send me an email or something, and I'll give you directions. I could probably even put a link.
Here's the number.
Oh, there's the phone number there. Yeah.
A messenger.
I'll put that in the link as well below.
Yeah. Same.
So, are you looking forward to breakfast this morning?
I'm excited. Yeah.
And you nearly got, because they're quite busy this morning, and you nearly had to go in and do the cooking. You thought you were going to get off this morning, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought I'm gonna have a break in the. I was gonna have.
Actually, let's be honest. He was busy, and you're like, oh, would you like some help? I can, you're the one. I think you want to cook.
I didn't mean it.
But you looked excited to do it. Well.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so he set up with some tables outside in the yard and on the patio, and I think even when they get busy, they got some people inside as well.
Yeah.
So, but before we start, look, let's take a look at this blue tuk-tuk. Okay, you remember that one? Yeah, actually that was what we used to drive, and that's about a year ago before we bought our car. Gary really was looking for one of these, so we made a deal, and he has the tuk-tuk now, so there you go. Okay, let's go take a look around. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Can I ask Josh, how did you hear about this place?
Google Maps. Yeah.
Google Maps?
I was just looking for a good breakfast.
Okay, so you didn't know Gary
Nope.
beforehand?
Nope. I know him now, but nope.
Okay.
Found him on Google Maps. Pulled up here one day when he was closed and got chatting with them, and I started coming here and loved the food.
Yeah, it's great. I've known Gary a while. We used to work out at the gym, and
Oh, okay, cool.
And we did a video about a year ago, actually, when he started making the sausages and selling them. And
so it was kind of nice to be in the Philippines and then have Southern food.
Oh, absolutely.
The United States right here in the Philippines.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks very much. Hope you enjoy your breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I thought I'd talk to you before breakfast, in case afterwards, if it wasn't good, then...
I already know it's good. I've had it a few times.
That's awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy. Good morning.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good, you?
Can I just ask how you guys heard about this place? Do you know Gary, or did you word of mouth?
Oh, just online.
Online?
Yeah. One of the groups on Facebook, the restaurant groups, Dumaguete Restaurants, I believe. Someone posted a review or something on it.
Okay.
And Yeah, Southern breakfast. We want it.
You can't beat that, can you?
No.
And I think I heard your name was Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce Willis.
Well,
I'm
nice to-
Gary's neighbor.
Oh, are you?
And
Okay.
I've known Gary for about a year now, so I've been waiting for.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey Gary, do you have a toilet there?
Miss Chris Jones, please show her our
Who are you?
Oh, hello. How are you?
Still remember?
Yes, of course.
Fit?
Yeah.
You're still there?
Yeah. I am.
Okay. We will just transfer here.
And here's the man himself. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
Good to see you again. Looks like you're busy.
We are. We go from no customers to all of a sudden having too many, but that's a good problem to have.
That is an awesome thing. Well, we're going to have some breakfast in a minute, and hopefully you'll be able to fit us in.
I believe we will. We're actually putting customers in the living room now. So.
Great. Well, I'm going to let you, because you're busy right now, I'm going to let you cook the breakfast. We're going to have some breakfast, and afterwards we're going to sit down and have a little chat, okay?
Sounds great.
Well, Gary, thank you for joining me today and agreeing to do this interview.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to say that I just finished breakfast, but I actually did, but that was yesterday. We had actually planned on doing our interview right after breakfast, but Gary was so busy yesterday.
That's a good problem to have.
Oh,
but
it's a great problem to have. So we decided I'd come back this morning and we'll have our little chat.
Awesome.
So anyway, let's talk about how this all began. In fact, let's even go back further than that. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about your story, about since you came to the Philippines, because you came here, like me, we share this in common. We both came here quite young, I mean, early 50s.
Sure,
I think,
sure.
how old were you when you came here?
48 actually when I first came here. So,
You know,
yeah.
believe it or not, I was actually, when I went, because I went to China first, I was actually 49 when I left
Well, there you go.
US, so very similar. And tell, again, I think we talked about this in our previous video, but tell the viewers again, what made you come to the Philippines at 49 and what were your intentions at that point? And obviously you're still here, so.
Oh, yes.
And how old are you now?
56. So.
50, that sounds young to me, actually.
Oy. Not to me.
So share a little bit about your Philippines journey so far and why you came here.
Okay, all right. Well, I came here because, like a lot of us, I needed a change. Things in the U.S. just weren't working, and I wanted something different. The Philippines is definitely that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And while there are plenty of people who can say all the negative things that they don't care about it, it's the things the positive things that I love about it. The family orientation, the cost of living, of course, is what draws everybody to begin with, is so much better. When I was in the U.S., I was working as hard as I could, as often as I could, just to keep up with the things that I had. I was never truly happy. Here I have a very modest house, a modest transportation and life, and I absolutely love it.
Right.
So it's all about what you truly want to make you happy. You know, the winner doesn't have the most money, the winner's the happiest. So,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm winning coming here. So.
Yeah, well, I agree with everything you just said, and I'm here for those reasons too. So, you know, one of the things coming early, like you did and I did, is we're not at an age where we are eligible for retirement or social security benefits, and most people have to drive an income at this age. And so to come over here, you know, even you'd have to be pretty wealthy to be able to have that much savings to last a decade or so.
True.
Over here. So you've had to find ways to survive over here,
Right.
just like I have. And I did a video about this, telling about my story, how I survived. So let's talk about how you are surviving, because I know you had some reasonable, probably better than average savings when you came here.
But it wasn't going to sustain me.
No,
So.
but and correct me if I'm wrong, but when you did come here, you had you quit your job at that time?
I didn't quit. I was laid
that's
off.
right.
But
That's-
when I
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah.
came here, when I first got here, I actually still worked offshore. So things were good. I back and forth, and I wasn't so worried about having to maintain with the money.
Right.
But when a layoff is preceded by a lockdown and
Right,
come
right.
out the other end of it, and you've been out of the game for too long, that's when you start wondering about now what. So,
Okay, so you did find yourself at a point where you're in the Philippines, you've got some savings, but you're not receiving income.
right? Sure.
Yeah, and I remember we were friends talking about that. It was let's be honest, it was a stressful time.
Absolutely.
You know, and I've gone through my little spells of extreme stress. I'm going through a little bit one now, you know,
Right.
believe it or not. But it's just the way life goes sometimes. So what have you done, and what can you share with the viewers of ways people, if they're wanting to come out here like you did and I did, and they want to come out here, but they maybe they got a little bit of savings, but they want to get an income, or they want to lower their cost of living. Share some of the things that you've done that have enabled you to financially survive out here.
Okay, well, there's two basic ways that everybody knows. You can either make more money or you can save more money. And I needed a combination of the two, to be honest with you. As you've been in my house before, where it's not totally air conditioned. I have my one bedroom, which is air conditioned, and when I don't absolutely have to run it, I don't run it even then.
Right,
So
right.
little things like that. I have the tuk-tuk and a motorcycle, a simple motorcycle to get around, and you just have to find ways to limit yourself. So
Absolutely.
there are plenty of very nice restaurants here that cost more money, and there's street food, which is perfectly good and tasty when you go around and find the ones you like.
Exactly.
But the difference in where you go out to eat matters over time, you know. One time for a treat's nice, but if you do that on a regular basis to the nice restaurants, it makes a big difference. So
Oh, it absolutely does.
I've had to make those cutbacks, as well as on the other side trying to make more money.
Right.
As you know, and interviewed me back when I'd first started just the frozen sausage.
Right, right.
And now I'm into a restaurant that sells it as well. So,
right.
and those are things that I've enjoyed very much. I like having a purpose for making the money, but it's also a necessity, so I can hopefully allow the money that I have to stretch until Social Security, like yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's talk about the restaurant and the frozen sausage business you started with. Was this something you were doing? Were you because you styled your sausage on a brand name,
Jimmy
Dean. Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah.
Dean, yeah.
And a lot of people have. I'd never heard of that till I met you, but you know, but it's a very similar taste, right? And
Oh yeah, well, it's a household name where I come from. So
Right.
you know, if you live in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, yes, everybody knows Jimmy Dean. So.
right, so it's your own recipe, but it's very similar to Jimmy Dean's. Is that how you would describe it?
It was born out of a missing good country sausage. I used to eat that most every day at home. I wanted it when I got out here, and first I looked for it. I'd have never made it had I found it in the grocery store. But because it wasn't there, I started searching for the recipe, and little by little I'd adjust this and change that. And what I started with, from the meat that I chose to the spices I had, is completely upended. I've had to, but I finally got as close as I can possibly get.
Right. Were you doing this originally because you just liked Jimmy Dean sausage? And
Yes.
I mean, you didn't do this with the intentions of selling a product.
No. The first many batches I made were for nobody
Just
but
for
me.
yourself?
Yes.
Okay, and then
the more occasionally I had a friend over to eat breakfast, and by that time I was also doing biscuits. But every time I had a friend over, they were like, "Wow, you really ought to sell this,"
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was a couple of years that I made it, that I never even considered selling it, because at that time I still had enough money and didn't want a job.
right,
So.
right.
But yes, after I'd gotten to where I knew how to make it and was confident with it, and enough people told me I should, I started out small. And
Right.
yeah.
This was, if I'm not mistaken, about just over a year and a half ago. Was it? Is that correct? When
Pretty close. Yeah, about a year and a half when I first started selling frozen. Yes.
Yeah. And now, did you actually decide to do this? Obviously, I guess it's a no-brainer to sell it, as you've had so many compliments on how you make it, and you've been doing it for a while. So was it through the need to bring in an income that you thought about doing this, or are you doing it more because you just enjoy sharing what you enjoy with other people? I mean, what's your motivation for starting the business?
Well, obviously I did need an income,
Okay.
but when people come here and I get to meet new people, and I mean, socialization over here is better than it ever was in the U.S. And people like to sit down and have a conversation, and I enjoy the fact that I get a new person from close around where I was born and raised who I wouldn't otherwise meet. So it gives me something to do. It's hectic while the restaurant is open, but I enjoy having a little bit of a need to get up and move and do something today. So
I think that's wonderful.
Like
and right now you've because you just started the restaurant part of this business just a few weeks ago.
Month and a half. I think.
Month and a half, and you're just doing this on Saturdays and Sundays, right?
Saturday and Sunday, 6 to 10.
Right, and are you choosing to do Saturdays and Sundays only right now, just because? Well, you don't. Is it because you're building the business up? I mean, do you have intentions to have more days and maybe a few days in the week?
I think I'm going to run this the same way I did the sausage and biscuits when it was frozen. If my customers come up and they say, "Look, we really would like to open more," then I may, because I now sell an Italian sausage just because one of my customers were so adamant about it that he brought me the spices and said, "Just figure out how to make it." So now it's I do that regular now and there. But yes, if customers come here enough and they let me know that expanding would be good, then that's what I'll do. So I opened the restaurant because I had so many customers that drove up. I'd have new people coming and say, "Oh, you don't have a restaurant?" I say, well, at the time I'd say, "No, we only sell the frozen," and they may or may not buy that. Well, they were like, "If you open a restaurant, we'll come."
Right.
So enough people did that, and here we are. If enough people say I'll come Monday through Friday, then who knows?
For the fact you've only been doing this for about 6 weeks, I mean, as you saw earlier in the video, I mean, we drive up and it's a packed house. I mean,
I was pulling tables out of our living room, so yes.
Well, yeah, but when we arrived, I mean, we had the 2 tables outside on the grass. We had the big table where I took with some other people as well up on the patio there, and you had to move some people inside the house.
I did.
So is it your plan to have inside as the overflow, or was that just yesterday only?
Necessity for that one. So yes, there was I've never been that busy before. The first weekend we opened, we had 5 customers for both days, but that doubled and doubled again. And like I said, yesterday was the first day we had that many. We are already planning to make more tables. Yeah. But I was surprised at that. I was happily surprised, but very much so surprised at the turnout. But the more people hear about it, I'm keeping my weekly customers, my return customers, and I'm getting more every week. So.
Yeah, I guess the next thing you said is getting more tables, and you'll probably need some with the umbrella if it's going to be in the sun. Or how's the sun in the morning? It's not usually shining.
It's not too bad, but yes, we're definitely making more tables. I've already talked to the same one that made these. Is going to make us some more. And if we find that we can't confine the people under this tree, which is pretty good, we have pretty good shade here. But if I can't do that, I'll bring umbrellas as well. So as long as the business grows, and please guys, help me grow it. The more people that come, yes, I'll accommodate as many as I can. And I had somebody ask me, they showed up at about 10 minutes after 10 one time, and it was closing time. But he said, are you closing now? Or I said, sir, we close when the last person has had as much as he can eat. So, and he came, and believe it or not, before he got through, we had a couple more. So we stayed open until yesterday was until 11 or a little more, an hour and a half, I think, after our closing time, but that's perfectly fine. That's what we're here for.
I notice your hours is it from 6 o'clock a.m.?
6 a.m. to 10.
Does anybody
so.
come here at 6 o'clock?
Well, we actually have one guy that does show up very early because, like yourself, he has to turn and go for church every morning, and he's a come here on Sunday morning guy. So yeah, he comes pretty early, but yeah, it's we often open up to it being nobody until maybe 8 o'clock, and then we get overwhelmed. So, but that's a good thing again.
Oh, absolutely. So, I would have come earlier, but I got 2 kids and they make it a little more difficult. So.
Sure.
My kids are not going to be happy if they get up.
I remember
6
those.
in the morning.
Yes, I remember those. There isn't anything spontaneous when you involve 2 children. So.
Gary, I'm pretty confident again because you do such an awesome breakfast. And again, I ate here yesterday. Of course, we didn't get a chance to talk after, but
No.
I enjoyed my breakfast and it was phenomenal. Great food. Eggs done perfect, just like the way I like them. And sausage was great. No complaints. It was all top notch.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
As long as you keep that up, you're going to grow for sure. I mean, with the expat community we have here, they all long for things like good old
just comfort food,
southern food.
There you go.
Just American food, I guess, and so it's a great thing for the expats out here and for Filipinos, of course. They enjoy it, I'm sure.
Sure. Yes, I actually do have some Filipino customers that have come because they wanted to know what's a southern breakfast like. So, and they'd enjoyed it as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm confident you're going to be expanding your days soon. Saturday, Sunday's great, but if you keep getting as busy as you were yesterday, you might have to have a few other options like Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays.
Sure. Well, to be honest, the Saturday and Sunday was dipping my toe in to see in the water to see how it is. So
and that's a smart way to do it, of course. I mean,
Right. So we'll build as much as we need. So
grow as the demand necessitates. So,
there you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Gary, you're 56. You've got 6 years till you make Social Security age. Do you think that with the income you're making from this business plus savings you've got, and of course barring any emergencies, you're confident you will make it to Social Security?
I'm confident I'm going to do everything I can to make it there. How about that?
There you go. I'm pretty sure you will. I mean, you've survived this many years already, so and you've been through. I think you'll agree with this. You're better now than you were 2 years ago.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You go through trials and you come out there. Either you let it beat you or you beat it. So.
Well, you're winning that game. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'll make it, and just to rub it in, I don't know, make you a little jealous. My birthday is in December, and I'll be 62. So,
yeah.
So I get to start my application process next month. And,
you're in a conundrum there where you don't want to age, but thank goodness I am going to be 62 at the same time. So yeah, everybody looks forward to having that.
It's the only good thing about getting older or getting to 62. It's like I'm actually excited. I can't wait till I'm 62. Yeah, that's quite sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah. As much as I don't want to get older, I do want to get older at the same time. So, but yeah, everybody needs that steady income, and that's what I'm fighting for.
No, absolutely, and you'll get there. So, guys, if you are here on vacation or you live in the area, you've got to come here, check out this place, come meet Gary, and enjoy a real Southern breakfast. You will not be disappointed. So I'll put the contact information in the description and some directions. And it's not that difficult to find. We're in Valencia. It's just like, 15 minutes from the city?
Oh, from Valencia itself? Google Maps
from
says...
Dumaguete.
From Dumaguete, yes, maybe 15. From Valencia, it says like 6.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, really close. So definitely check it out. And I want to thank Gary for being on the channel today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you on the next video. God bless everybody.
Extra egg. Oh, yeah.